All right, hey y'all. You're getting this email. You've already been in the starter program for a bit, done a couple workouts, experienced the coaching staff. So one of the common questions we get that I'd like to answer is, how long will results take? All right. This program you're in, which is a starting program, is at maximum 1 month long. So talking about results early on will help make you feel comfortable about the process you're going through. Results come in stages, and I'd like to frame this by saying the first month is not going to be your biggest month of results. I want to be honest. The first month is all about building a strong foundation. So your results will be dictated by a couple things. One is your consistency, so making sure you get your X number of workouts that you commit to every week without fail. So if you commit to 3 workouts a week and you're coming 3 times a week, you will see results. But if you commit to 3 a week and you come 1 week 3 times and 1 week 2 times because something comes up, you're not going to see the results that you expected. You're also not going to see the results that we promise you, and then there's going to be a challenge there. So we're framing this early on. So what's important at the beginning is building a very strong foundation. Think of your first month like learning the basics of a language. You're learning your vocabulary and you're learning your letters, so that when you're asked to do things at a higher intensity, your body is capable and you feel good about those things and don't feel like you're going to get injured. What typically the hurdles to long-term results are either getting injured early on because the intensity gets too high before the body is actually ready for it, or lack of consistency because things come up and block our ability to get in for scheduled times, right? So really important. Some of the exercises we're going to do in the class with you are time management exercises, visualization exercises of really why you want this, so that you know why you're doing this is hard work, but you also know what positive results look like, so when you've achieved them, you can feel really good about getting there, right? One of the other parts of this is something that we're big on in the class, and you'll see as well, which is tracking your numbers, or your metrics, so to speak. So there's a couple things that we're going to teach you how to track and really, really encourage you to track. The first are pretty obvious. So we're going to do before and after photos regularly. So Amanda's going to come in for a sec and show us some of the positions, because you guys can do these at home and bring them in, or if we haven't already done them together, that is, or you'll do them in here because we have a checklist and we'll know if we have them or not. So there's 3 positions. The first, she's going to do hands overhead facing forwards. We're going to do this ideally in a sports bra if you're a lady, shirtless if you're a man, and ideally in shorts as well, so you can see some of the leg muscle and the tone there. Second position, she's going to turn sideways, hands overhead as well, so we're going to be able to see the full profile of the belly and the hips. And then the third position is from the back, hands overhead as well. We can see the same kinds of things. Tissue from the sides, tissue in the middle, and we're going to take those regularly, ideally in the beginning every month, and then as time progresses, every 3 to 6 months. All right? That is number 1 important tracking metric. A couple of the others that you'll see in the class, we're going to encourage you and actually really require it that you track the weights that you lift during every workout, and there will be a checklist or a sheet available for you every month that will be a place for you to do that. You'll also see all the other members doing it, so it becomes kind of regular. We're going to want you to track your nutrition intake, right? So the next video, not this one, but the next one that we send out, keep your eyes peeled for that, is going to take you through some exercises of how to know how many calories that you need to take in for your goals, how to track what you're eating so you actually know how many calories you're consuming compared to how many calories you need to consume. And then we're going to want to track that on a regular basis and use that for both fat loss and muscle gain. You'll see that it works both ways. Other than that, tracking other things, we're going to ideally want to track a body fat metric. So here at our gym, we have a body fat truck come and do an X-ray DEXA scan every month. And all new members are encouraged to do it, although it's not required. But it will give you an accurate body fat measurement that we can then use to track progress over for 3-month and 6-month increments. So what naturally will happen is, now returning back to results, your first month is are results of the mind and capability, not of the physique. So you're going to feel a lot stronger and feel a lot more capable without looking very different. I mean, you might lose some weight if you're on a fat loss program. You might gain a little bit of muscle if you're very new to exercise, but they're not going to be these dramatic, like shredded 6-pack type of results. Your second month is going to be probably the month of your best results because your body will have integrated your capabilities and you're going to be able to push your intensity in month 2. Then month 3, you're going to plateau, and that's where we want these body fat scans, because once you start to plateau, you're going to have internal changes, things like loss of visceral or the bad fat tissue in your gut, and gain of muscle that you don't always see from the outside or is not always reflected on the scale. So using those types of metrics are going to help you stay engaged when you're doing this and you're thinking about this for the long term. I think that's it. Homework for this next week would be to please go for a 30-minute walk. So do a little exercise outside the gym, get some sunlight. And during your 30-minute walk, really visually think about why you want to be changing your lifestyle and adding fitness in as a part of your life. And then when you get back from your walk, please write it down in as much detail as possible. What you want to look like, what weight you want to get to, muscle gain or fat loss, doesn't matter. What you want people to say about you, whether you want to be able to take your shirt off, what you want to look like and by when, all right? We're going to go over these together. Super, super important to have these. Again, if you don't know where you want to go, how do you know when you've got there? So thanks for watching this. I'll see you in a couple days.